Again, it's a very important way to again plot some of the tasks, features, things that you would like to do. All of that, it could be plotted in multiple. There are about 2 or 3 dimensions in here. If you really look at mainly 2 dimensions: satisfaction and dissatisfaction, and fulfilled, not fulfilled. So all the things that you have here are attractive, one-dimensional, and then these are things that you have got to be, must be. So if you really look at it this way, it's the objective quality in the context of Kano is non-negotiable. So objective quality is things that are really, really important. The MVP we were talking about, that must be done. It's non-negotiable. Like for example, in every car that you have got the accelerator, brake, clutch, or rather clutch, brake, accelerator in that order, right? So that's a minimum thing that must be there. It is standard. You must be adhering to that. You can't change. For example, you come up with a new car. Hey, you know what? I've got a fantastic car. Great idea. I've changed everything, including the order of these. No, you cannot. You cannot change the way the clutch, brake, and accelerator are positioned in a car, no matter how fantastic, whether it's a Ferrari or whether it is a Mercedes-Benz or whether it is Maserati, it doesn't matter. You still have to do that, right? There's a must-have, there's a standard, must adhere to that. And then on the top of it, there are some things which are one dimension, which are making it more attractive, more fun, more aspirational. And those could actually be played with. Those are the things which you can try and, for some people, quality is about speed. So for example, for some people, Ferrari is the best car in the world because it's faster, it's the fastest, it has got zoop, the revving up of the engines is really amazing. You can get really from 0 to 60 miles per hour in like 2 seconds or 3 seconds. Fantastic. For them, the attraction and the value is in the speed. Whereas for some others, it's not in the speed, but is in the way it is presented at BMW in terms of personalization, in terms of the complete personal aspects that a BMW car could bring. Sorry, I just wanted to have a quick gulp of water. A bit dry. Okay. So for some others, it might be the personalization aspect and then the care that they take to make sure you're comfortable. Your comfort would come in as the most attractive feature. Convenience, comfort. For some other, speed. For the third one, it could be the brand. Having an Italian Maserati kind of a car, a Bugatti, great, Ducati, the great bike, motor, or the Italian aspect. So you're actually kind of, okay, I'm more catered to the Italian one. For some people, they go for the German engineering, precision engineering, like the Benz, Mercedes-Benz or Audi. So you're trying to attract, have your play your factors in terms of what is it that is attractive for which segment I'm catering to. So that's the subjective quality. It really is dependent on the perception of quality from that respective target segment or from the respective set of audience. So you need to really play around with that. And that's where the prioritization might be different for others. So for example, in the concept of a car, let's take an example of a car. How you would attach prioritization is based on, for example, we're talking about brakes. It's a must have. Every car should have a brake, accelerator, clutch, right? That's important. Or brake, clutch, accelerator in that order, from going from left to right. Basic brakes, again, must have, it's important, so it's mandatory. And then stopping distance is basically how quickly can these brakes be applied and how quickly can you react? Can the brakes come into motion to stop, to bring the car to stop? Is a stopping distance. So that's the efficiency of the braking system, right? So that's the thing. And then on the top of it, you add the anti-locking, the ABS kind of a thing, anti-locking brake system. So in which case it's like a delighter. You know what the fun thing nowadays is, or with most of the product development, is that what was once conceived and conceptualized and imagined as a luxury, as a delighter, slowly turns into a necessity, as a core, a must have. So the example for that is, for example, if you look at the mobile phones, initially your mobile phone there was no screen at all. There was no visual screen. So I think it was Nokia or Motorola that came up with the screen, LCD screen with just one thing, that the number, you can actually get to see the number that you entered of that. So that's a small little display, a liquid crystal display showing the screen. The rest of the things, there is all the keypad and other functionality. The key system was big enough. It's almost like 90 and 10. And then that was about 15 years ago, roughly. And then after that, slowly the screen size got, increased as and when. Oh, okay. Thanks, Kiran, for that. It's Motorola. So it actually slowly increased. And then the one line of the LCD quickly occupied till about half. That's when the Blackberries of the world have got a great advantage, because their keypad was very efficient. You still can dial in the keypad very, very quick to, use the keypad to dial in. So you still have 50% screen and 50% keypad, right? With BlackBerry RIM, Research in Motion BlackBerry phones. And then lo and behold, that was a time when it was a luxury to consider a screen. Should we have a screen? Should we give that? Oh yeah, throw it out. They will be happy. So that's how the product owners would have thought at that point of time. But slowly, as and when iPhone came in, and then we've got Palm Pilot, for example, which was a stylus operated. It's full, just like the iPhone, but then it had a stylus-like thing using which you can navigate it, the Palm Pilot, Palm operating system. So that was the popularity. And then it had the full screen in liquid crystal display. And then there were no buttons, no keys there. And in roughly about 7 years ago, iPhone came in, and then they actually changed the whole game. Then Android and all the other phone manufacturers started following that. So the once delighter of the aspect of having a small little screen on the top, as okay, throw it, the customers would be happy, to a situation where about 6 years ago now, we cannot see a phone without a full display of or a full screen. Now the keys are gone. Where are the keys? They're gone, right? So now it has become like a necessity. Again, this is more to do with the product development. Yeah, so it was the best invention. I agree. I like that flip size and then clamshell phones and all those things. Yeah, very fun. If you look at it, these are the things that would actually make it. So you decide as a product manager, product owner, you decide as to what are the things that are fundamental, mandatory, must-haves, and what are the things that act as a periphery. Okay, if you throw it, it would be, make them happy, kind of a thing. So that's the kind of prioritization which you would need to take based on the technologies, based on the business aspect, based on the lifestyle changes, all of these, again, all the factors we have had a look at yesterday. You need to consider them to arrive at that. And this is what is a very handy tool. So for all your products, for all your your pieces of work that you do, for your life, career choices, everything, I would suggest use this, what we call as prioritization sliders, again, based on the Kano's model. What we do is in here, we actually identify the very important aspects that would help address your needs as well as your customers. So for example, scope, what is in scope, what is out of scope, whether in terms of cost, the staying in budget, is it within budget, should be staying out of the budget, can I just spend a little bit more than what is allocated? In terms of time, is it really tightly pressed in terms of timeline, or do I have some luxury to play around with how much time I have? In terms of the quality, is quality really important, or this is the first time that we're releasing it, so it's okay, it's an internal product, so don't worry if you've got a few bugs or defects. Again, some decision to be taken. Ease of use, how user friendly it is. Google, how simple it is. Google's a search engine, for instance. Google's products are supposed to be very simple to use and very ATM card, for example, the concept of using an ATM, the cash card is very, very a great product, is very, very simple, supposed to be very simple to use across a wide plethora population of users, all ages, all backgrounds, all education levels, all levels of using applications of technology. It should be able to really use ATM card, go to the machine, insert it, follow the instructions and use it. So again, very simplicity oriented application and product. Security, should be considered security. What about the threats of hacking, email? How safe is email? How safe is the data in transit? How safe is the data that is in storage? So all these other things, we need to consider them. So all of these, again, like how we did the the criteria for the PERG matrix. We need to do a similar one for this one as well. The scope, the stay in budget, time, quality, everything else that you can put in. So depending on all these other factors, first you see whether it is important or not. Should we have it or not? And then you see how important or how relevant that is in the current context of your product feature. So you say, I'm okay, I should be, in scope, I should be staying within that. I cannot come out with something out of the hat, out of syllabus, as we say. Yeah, so we need to stick to the syllabus, make sure the question that you write in the question paper should be within syllabus. So the teacher gets the thing. Or they say that, you know what, this is really important, very tough, make it tough, think wild, come up with questions which are out of syllabus, something like that. So you can always work around your options. Again, budget, if it's an R&D type of a project where you get the funding already sanctioned, you don't have to worry about the aspect of the budget of the thing. So don't worry about how much you're spending on this. What is important is for us to come up with a concept, with at least a prototype in the next few days or weeks. So don't worry about it. If you want, put 10 more people, get another new platforms, new products, buy them off. Don't worry, get them, import them from US or Europe if you need. So all of those, right? There's a decision, there's the prioritization you're talking about. So you actually play around with these prioritization aspects in terms of how much flexibility you have. So is it low, medium, high? So depending on that, you can play around. Finally, you get to take a decision at the end of this. Very, very useful, handy tool